Do you have a Nikon D3400 or similar camera and want to learn more about taking photos of flowing water on a waterfall like what's behind me? Then stay tuned, this video is for you. Similar to my video the other day on astrophotography, I am in the great state of West Virginia. And while I was traveling along, I came across this waterfall that's behind me. Now this is off something called Route 60. It's called the Cathedral Waterfall. It stands just above 60 feet, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to take some photos. The techniques I'm going to talk about will apply to just about any type of camera that's out there. Now, this video is not going to be quite as polished. I'm hand holding the video camera here, and I'm using my GorillaPod to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get that water that flows over the waterfall, and we're going to try to get it in motion. Now, I got some traffic driving by, so it might be a little difficult to hear me. So I'll do my best to keep moving forward. Well, there's some techniques we can use. Now, I've created videos in the past using neutral density filters. I'll post a link below as to where you can see that video. Neutral density filters are great because they attach themselves to the front of the lens and they help to darken the scene. So that way the shutter can run a little longer during daylight hours, and that creates that flow of water. But guess what? I don't have a neutral density filter for the kit lens that's attached to this camera. So I'm going to show you just a few techniques of what you can do if you want to take shots of flowing water. Now again, we got a waterfall behind us, so I think we're going to grab some pretty decent shots here. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead, jump right in. I'm going to talk about the settings, and I'm going to set this camera up, and let's see what we can get. As we get set up to take this shot, I'm going to walk around here just a little bit, but I want you to know that I do shoot in RAW, and in this case I'm probably going to go ahead and stay in aperture priority. Now as I look at this waterfall, and I'm going to show you right here, as you can see it, right up here in the back. Now as I look down here, I see a bunch of rocks right here, and I'm going to try to get the camera and the tripod kind of out here just a little ways. Now it's going to be a little difficult for me to get the video of me taking the shot, but I'm going to do my best. But I want you to understand the orientation of the camera, so let's go ahead and jump out here. As we're standing closer to the rapids, it's becoming a little louder, so I'm not sure how well you'll be able to hear me. But I do have the camera set up here, and I want to talk for just a second about the settings. So I'm in aperture priority, as I mentioned just a moment ago, and I have the aperture closed all the way down. So in fact, I am at f32 right now. And I'm zoomed all the way out, and I also have my ISO turned all the way down, so my ISO is sitting at 100. Now being in aperture priority with the aperture closed all the way down and the ISO at 100, the camera is telling me that the shutter needs to stay open for 1 second. Now that's going to be good, and I think it's going to cause that motion that we're looking for in the water. I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. Now one other thing to note is that I have implemented the self timer. And the self timer, I think you can do a 2 second. This is set for a 10 second right now. But that way it allows me to go ahead and push the shutter, take my hand off the camera, and then there'll be no motion for me pushing the shutter down. Now as I do with my other videos, I always mention I use back button focus. Now I have a video on that if you haven't seen it. I'm going to post a link in the description below as well. It's very easy to set up, but it helps to lock focus, so that's what I've done right here. With all that said, let's go ahead and take some shots and have some fun.
Sometimes I light a cigarette to throw away my care, but when I'm finished lighting it, the ash leaves me impaired. I've been so bad for so long, and it's showing on my mind. The chaos is in control, and I am having a good time. I'm so reckless, it makes me cry. And then I sit down and ask myself why. Why am I caught up in doing it right when doing it wrong makes me feel so alive? Alive. Doing it right. I'm so reckless, it makes me cry. And then I sit down and ask myself why. Why am I caught up in doing it right when doing it wrong makes me feel so alive? Alive. They make me impure, and when I'm over feeling so down all the time, I hope I get out doing it right, doing it right.
I had a lot of fun shooting this video and taking these shots, and I hope it helped you out. Just keep in mind, if you're ever in a similar situation and you don't have a neutral density filter, you can still get some great shots. Now, some of the pictures in there, I actually increased the shutter speed because I wanted to give you a look of what that was like just to capture the droplets of water, which I think is cool as well. But more often than not, I get asked these questions about how to get that flowing water with an entry-level light camera. Now, I've done a lot of videos on the Nikon D3400 because it's a great, capable camera. And regardless of what camera you have, you can achieve similar results. Just keep that in mind. If you'd like to see some adventure series type photography, let me know in the comments below, because I'm thinking about traveling around and just taking all kinds of crazy fun shots. I enjoy it. I think you enjoy it as well. Feel free to watch this video again and keep an eye on the settings on pictures, because I think it'll help you out and let you know what the camera was dialed into to get those particular shots. So, if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. It's called Real World. More often than not, I post videos about photography and technology, but you never know. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Until the next time, take care and be safe.